could be your mother.
You're not.
But I could be.
You're not.
No. Can I take you back to your hotel?
This was a meeting that should never have happened. A 40-year-old single mother and a rising young pop star. They ran into each other by accident in the bathroom. With just one look, he was instantly drawn to Ella's beauty. But Ella didn't recognize who the man was until she stepped out of the bathroom.
Hi again.
Are you a part of that ASMR community that gets off on listening to people pee?
No,
Because I don't think you can just go around assuming.
It's actually my trailer.
What?
Just a few hours earlier, Ella had taken her daughter to a music festival. When she went off alone to find a restroom, she saw someone stepping out of a trailer. Assuming it was a public toilet, she went inside, but it was actually the singer's dressing room, which led to that awkward moment.
This is your trailer?
Yeah, I'm in the band. We're performing on the main stage, and now
Realizing the mistake, Ella felt a bit embarrassed. She quickly apologized and turned to leave, but the man suddenly called out to her.
Hey, if you wanted to, do you want a drink?
That's when Nick's manager rushed in, pushing Nick to hurry and get changed. The show was about to begin, but in the next second, Nick took off his shirt right in front of Ella. His handsome face and perfect body left her momentarily stunned, so Ella quietly slipped out. She had no idea that this young man, nearly 20 years younger, would go on to change her life forever. Later that night, the concert began, but it didn't follow the script.
I met someone tonight. I feel a little inspired. I'm planning on doing this, but this one's called Closer.
Nick turned the performance into a heartfelt love confession through a song directed at Ella. But at 40, Ella was no longer a girl who easily fell in love. After the concert, she threw herself back into work. What she didn't expect was for Nick to find her again.
Hey,
Hi.
I don't know if you remember me, but we met in Coachella.
Yes, I remember you.
Nick made up an excuse, saying he needed some artwork for his place. Ella patiently walked him through the options. But then, Nick said something unexpected.
Well, I will just take all of these ones.
Ella began to realize he hadn't come for the art. Even after buying every decoration in the shop, Nick still wasn't satisfied, so they went to the storage room. Nick finally worked up the courage and told her the real reason he came.
I feel like I don't meet people like you very often. We met in a very interesting way. You know, you're hot or whatever.
Hot.
So I guess what I'm doing here is just trying to get to know you better.
Ella saw a sincerity in his eyes she had never seen before. Her heart began to waver, so she invited Nick over for dinner. As soon as they got home, Nick asked about her marriage. Ella opened up without holding back. The pain of her past still weighed on her. Her ex-husband's betrayal had left her deeply distrustful of love.
And maybe we're not all done.
They talked about careers, then family, and finally, the mood began to shift. An unspoken tension filled the room. When their eyes met, time seemed to pause. Nick reached for Ella's hand. She leaned in and kissed him, but it didn't last long. Ella quickly pulled away.
I could be your mother.
You're not.
But I could be.
You're not.
No.
The sudden rush of emotion left her anxious and unsure. She was afraid to fall too deep, but Nick was all in, drawn to her beauty and maturity. Before he left, he quietly left his watch on the